to, right, have been long. I read about a few hundred of these. And after reading well, you have to find a way how these like junks, how they actually present themselves. They're actually kind of similar. First, they have lots of technical jargons, decentralization, blockchain technology, disruptions, and all these like POW, POS and stuff, right? The more there is, the more likely it is a liar and cheater. And some of them actually just directly copy a piece from other white papers or from the internet. The other thing that when they talk about the business potentials, they always talk, they can disrupt the whole universe. They can disrupt this industry, they can disrupt that industry, but they really didn't talk how they're gonna make money, how they're gonna make people to use this thing at all. And the third thing is they have a team which is from all over the place. None of them really had any past track record of success, right? They have usually, you know, I've been doing this startup for 3 years. It's really hard, right? Especially when things go bad. And then you have to really bring this through. The team is really important. If you haven't worked with somebody before, it's definitely gonna fall apart. And lastly, valuation, right? So these I have, you know, 20 billion coins and this thing worth like $100 million. How am I gonna win $100 million? So actually when I look at this project, just 4 questions. One is, what's the industry competition? What's your competitive advantage? How are you gonna make a business out of it? How's your team gonna form? Can your team actually deliver? And what's your valuation? Sure that, you're gonna figure out almost 90% of it. So that's why every time I look at this for 5 minutes, usually I can tell whether it's a jump or not. All right, with that, what we're gonna do? We are going to help you to invest in this market, right? So normally I have some friends who first come to the cryptocurrency market really excited and they don't sleep. They only sleep 2-3 hours a day, read all the papers, read all the white papers and doing this stuff. After 3 months, they're really tired and they lose half of their money. Why is that? Because financial market is really strange. Normally, when things usually go up, they keep going up, but financial market is the other way around. So individual really don't have any chance to stand in front of the professionals. So usually they need to find the people who help them, and then we're talking about fund managers, like that's what we do on Wall Street, and I like it. But so we have 2 type products. If you measure your performance in fiat currency, we have these ETFs. We have CCC 50 ETFs. We collect the top 50 cryptocurrency into one basket and sell it to you, so your money can go up and down with the market. Or say you have 100 Bitcoins and you don't want to sell them, and you give it to me, I will manage for you and probably give you 20 or 30 more every year. So those are my hedge fund strategy. And the third thing we do, hold on one second. Okay, here we go. And currently, actually, if with the digital, the cryptocurrency, it's really hard to use. It's very difficult to find a one plate to keep everything together. How many you have, what's the risk you're taking, and so on and so forth. So what we're gonna do is, we used to do the robo-advisor. We're gonna really put everything all together, and we're gonna say, you know, what kind of risk you like to take. If you are first into the cryptocurrency market, we'll probably recommend you BTC, If you have been here for a while, we'll probably give you some blue chips. If you really want to make it big, we recommend you some of the new chips, but you have more return but higher risk. So put everything together, make it easy to use. And the other thing is, for the project teams, what we're going to do. So there's many promising project teams, and we can help them, provide them with investment banking services. One thing I want to say is, for these project teams, currently we break the market of cryptocurrency into 3 pieces. One is technology. This was the hotspot of investment. Just like currently we probably have 30, 40 teams are working on the next generation public chain. And the EOS is going to be online June 2nd. But after this online, and then there's many come online. But guess how many are going to be left in, say, 3 years? These public chain. Now we have 2, right? We have Ethereum, we have the Bitcoin. Probably less than 5. What happened to all the others? They're probably going to go reset to 0 or turn into something else. So the second area, so the first area of investment, we call the technology, is right now is really heat up and really highly valued, and it's also risk. The second area of investment currently is finance. Because we have this brand new financial market, and there are lots of infrastructure they built, brokers, investment banks, fund managers, the insurance and the banks. So this is currently called area investment. And Chandra and I was talking about the other day how we're going to do that. And the third area is application. You're going to hear a lot of these applications these days. We're going to use this distributed technology to do this, to distribute content, to distribute data, to distribute this and that. But so far, we haven't really seen any killer app in this distributed application yet, other than issue points. So, but just like when the internet comes, we don't really know what's the killer application until we see Facebook, until we see Amazon, until we see Google, right? So it takes a few years to mature. So currently that area is area people are exploration. So for project teams, we give them professional financial advices and help them along the line and try to identify some promising teams. And one of the things we're actually working on, I'd like to talk to in a few minutes, is a bank, right? Everybody know what a bank is, right? You put your money in, they give you interest, and you can borrow money out of the bank. So whenever you go to a city, one of the most beautiful part of the city, the best building on top, what is that? A bank. Why is that? Because bank is important. Bank is called credit intermediary. It stands in the middle of the whole financial market. That's why old bank and giant bank never lose money other than in the financial crisis. So, but in cryptocurrency, there isn't really a counterpart of the bank yet, but it is emerging. We're actually doing it now. So what we're going to do, we're going to take BTC ETH as deposit. We have a money multiplier and times 5 and loan amount. When we receive interest, we'll give back to the depositor. So we'll keep some for the technology and the management, and we'll keep some for the loss reserve, and we'll keep some for the profit. So this is going to be the future of the center, the credit intermediary of the cryptocurrency market. For the cryptocurrency market to become the next generation financial market, you need these important intermediaries. And then one more intermediary is missing here, insurance, right? Insurance is important, it's big. We haven't seen anything similar in the cryptocurrency world, and we're coming. So the whole thing I was telling you is the decentralized blockchain technology actually brought about is the disruption of the financial market. With the disruption of the financial market, we build a brand new, free financial market, which is parallel to the current financial market. That's why you actually decentralize government and the regulator. So they're not gonna like it. They're definitely not gonna like it. So this collision is gonna keep going for a little bit longer, right? A few years. But before that, you have so many opportunities to be able to build these brand new financial institutions, to do these new things with never be able to imagine. So here at CryptoCoin Capital, we want to help people to realize these potentials, use technology to disrupt the financial market. I hope all of you can join us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Would you have time for one question?
Yes, absolutely.
Does anyone have a question? Yes, Chad. Hold on, let's make sure we get you on the microphone.
Can you give me the picture 20 years later? 20 years later.
Right. That's a good question. I remember 93, when I was at USC studying computer science, internet just come up, right? So we have emails. And people say, 90% of people don't have emails. What we're gonna do is email. What's the future gonna be like? And there's one people say, hey, you know what? We can help the post office to do a good job, right? People will take their letter to the post office will scan this into an email, send to the other post office, print it out, send to the, over there. Voila. Anyone see any analogous today? We use blockchain technology to help bank to do a faster transaction, right? But in reality, email disrupt the whole post office. The post office no longer mail letter anymore, they do everything else. So in 20 years, we're gonna see a completely different. The current bank might not be there, right? The bank maybe do a little faster, but these giant regulatory burden stuff, they might not be there. We're probably gonna use another form of currency. We may not need these banks, but we'll have the new banks. We may not have this current insurance, we have new insurance. So with the technology, the old model of business gradually gonna get disrupted. Very few old players can be able to actually adapt to the new field. But the new player is going to start coming up and doing new things, right? For example, like Taobao. When Taobao first came up in China, people say, China has never been able to have Taobao successful. No one had a credit card. There's no distribution network. And now when Taobao come up, the old retailer is going to fall apart. But now you see Taobao come back to do offline retail again. but the offline retail is completely different than the old offline retail. So these cryptocurrency will have cryptocurrency bank. They will be completely different than current bank. The cryptocurrency have crypto insurance or completely different than insurance. So we're gonna see a completely new financial market. With that, the mature, and gradually we're gonna see a brand new distributed application. But we don't really know what that looks like yet.
But it looks good all the way around. Matt and Lou, thank you so much. We really
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much.
By the way, we're not gonna let you get away. Clipper Coin Capital, how do they find out about that? Through a website?
Yes, the website is clippercoin.com. It's easy.
Clippercoin.com. Thank you very much,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
Round of applause.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.